Hello everybody, we're going to continue exposing Professor Jiang. This is my second debunking of his. In this live stream, I'm going to expose his theory of elite overproduction. I was zooming in the wrong place. And these are the people that really love him. There's people that want him to go even to Joe Rogan because they love him so much. It's elite overproduction, man. And the people say, bah, yeah, bah, yeah, bah, yeah, yeah. These are the people that really believe what he says. So now I'm going to... What is... just before we... Let's listen from him. What is this elite overproduction?
The problem with this is that everyone wants to be part of the elite, and there are too many elite over time. Okay? So even though the elite have many kids, the power is a zero-sum game. It's a hierarchy. And so this leads to the idea of elite overproduction. Okay? Elite overproduction. This is a term coined by the historian Peter Turchin. Okay?
So what I'm going to show, guys, just so that we are clear, my thesis is this, because he says that there's too many elite, they are incompetent, they are very greedy, and they make war with themselves. And so what happens, since they are so incompetent and so stupid, you know, we suffer the consequences of that, of course. But they are just stupid, guys. It's not that they are making all this on purpose and really controlling the system. No, they are just stupid, man. So don't. It's not that bad, you know. And this leads to, of course, you just being helpless, because you see the cycles that he will present, you know, the cycles, you know, the civilization has cycles. They come, they grow just like humans, and they fall. So there's nothing you can do about it. This is what... So basically he's saying to you that there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to accept what happens in the world.
And his theory is that you have turmoil, you have wars. For example, the French Revolution, for example, the fall of the Roman Republic, because there's too many elite and they start wars to accumulate power for themselves.
Oh, yeah?
Okay?
Oh,
so
right.
this organization, this elite, leads to basically factionalism or infighting.
They are divided, guys, but yet, you know, we saw in 2020, so organized, you know, all the world was closed. They were all, you know, agreed on closing everything, locking us down, you know. That proved that they are very, you know, divided. Yes, of course.
And that's what's happening in America today, where the Democrats and the Republicans, they hate each other, they refuse to get along.
But that is on purpose, guys. Of course, you gotta have the fashions. How do you say le fazioni?
It's to political.
Yes. Hi.
Polarization. Okay. So another saying this is that.
So now I'm going to show you guys that this thesis of his is just incredible. It has no basis, because I'm going to show you that war is needed just to scare the people into submission. But he doesn't tell you this. So let's listen just a little bit, and then I will explain what I mean.
Power over time becomes insular. They don't care about what happens outside the world. All they care about is what happens in Washington, D.C.
Oh, really? How come they are so, you know, agree on making decisions that looks to me that they are all agree, you know, in to go in one direction? Please, can I have a shout out, please? Yes, let's have a shout out for this dude here. Now, he is very happy that I shouted.
And as a result, they make a lot of stupid mistakes, okay?
They make stupid mistakes. So this guy, guys, is very followed, you know, and people really love him because they see him as someone that really tells the truth, you know. But what he's just said right now is that they are very stupid, you know. So this idea comes, you know, that the elite, they are just people that they are just fighting to gain more power, but they are really stupid. They don't know what they're doing, you know. And this gives the idea to people watching him, which are mostly people that are kind of against the system, to just accept all this, you know. Because he also, as I said, talks about these cycles of civilization, that we go through cycles, and now is the time that the cycle is, you know, the empire, in this case the US, is falling, and we have some turmoil in the world, but there's nothing you can do about it. Let's finish what he is saying here, and then I will show you my presentation.
Right. Now, the last thing is death. Okay, the problem with death is that if there are no consequences to your actions, you become arrogant, you become lazy, and you become incompetent, okay?
They are incompetent.
You don't care.
The elite is incompetent, guys. Come on, man.
It doesn't really matter. And this leads to the idea of hubris.
Hubris, they are arrogant.
Okay? Hubris is just blindness to your own arrogance, a violent arrogance,
of course,
that makes you make silly mistakes, but you don't recognize your mistakes, and you keep on repeating the same mistakes.
So they make mistakes, guys. They are very silly, you know. It's not that they are evil, you know, that they know how to control billions of people, you know, with the scare of the war. No, the war is just a consequence of their stupidity. No, what I'm saying now is that, well, I will show you that war is like the basis to scare the sheeple and control them. So it's not a consequence of their stupidity, of the elites that, according to him, are divided and fight with each other. And since they are so fucking stupid and greedy, the consequence is war. No, war is used to scare the sheeple into submission. Now I'm going to show you guys this concept, but let's finish what he's saying, and then I will continue.
Mistakes over and over again.
So they are stupid, man.
Right? So yes, it seems like the empire is invincible, but if you actually think about it, the empire, its advantages becomes over time its disadvantages, which will lead ultimately to its downfall.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So another thing that comes, you know, is that if you just let them do their thing, this elite will fight with each other. They will just kill each other, and then we'll all be free. You know, this is another concept that comes just by listening to this thesis of his. You know, so again, guys, it's just a little overproduction, man, and the fucking sheeple believes in me. So my thesis is this, guys. Let's start with my presentation. And we're going to start to prove my point that war is just needed by the system. It's like vital. Without war, guys, and the war, just to be clear, guys, the war is not America versus Russia or America versus Iran. No, the war is the theater that you see in television. So they, you know, behind the scenes, Trump, the Putin, or the guy that governs Iran, they are all friends, man. They are all friends. The only problem they have is how to scare their own people, their own citizens. And so what they do, they make this theater of war. So just to scare the sheeple. Well, in this theater, some people also die, but that's... what can you do? To make a theater really believable, you gotta have also deaths here and there. So there's nothing you can do about it. But war remains a theater. So to prove my point, we're gonna take some pieces from this book from a couple of books that show you this. And this is not like a conspiracy guy. You know, you can the guy that I'm reading is this one, Charles Tilly, and he's not a conspiracy. Not that he's saying this. He's a guy that, you know, has realized what I'm saying here. You know. So let's start. The state as the ultimate, let me zoom, protection racket. So they protect you, you know, but to have their protection, they have to scare you so that you will accept their service, you know, of the state. If protection rackets, so this is taken from his book, if protection rackets represent organized crime, you know, just like the bully, you know, the mafia protects your business, doesn't destroy your business if you just give them some money, you know. The state does the same, you know, with the fear of violence, you know, they will put you down, you know. So the quote goes like this: if protection rackets represent organized crime at its smoothest, then war making and state making, quintessential protection rackets with the advantage of legitimacy. They have also legitimacy. I mean, they can be mafia, and it's legal to do it. So state making qualify as our largest examples of organized crime. So this is the core of the argument. This is my comment, you know. He explicitly defines the modern state and war as the largest scale, sorry, of organized crime in history. The only difference between a government and a mafia cartel is that the government managed to grant itself legitimacy. They both demand your money in exchange for survival. And it's not just to get your money, of course. This is made to just make you to make you submissive, you know. USA user, what's up, man? It's all fine, man. What's going on in US, man? So the second point, fabricating threats to extract wealth. This is what the state does, you know. Someone who produces both the danger and, at a price, the shield against it is a racketeer. By that standard, many governments operate in the manner of racketeers. They initiate, simulate. The wars, guys, are simulated, or even fabricate threats of external war to justify their own survival and extraction of resources. Guys, they will not have your approval if they didn't scare you. I mean, if you have the scare of the other guy, for example, Russia, that will destroy you, what is the only one that can help you from the army of Russia, which is so powerful? Another army, your army. So that's why you can justify your state for being. Just because the other guy there has an army very powerful that will destroy you. And in this way, you will say, oh, thank you government for protecting me from these guys. But in reality, that other guy created an army just to put the fear in you. So let's see things for how they really are, guys. So the army, so Putin, Russia creates an army just to scare the US. And the US creates the army not to protect itself, but to scare the Russian people, so that they have to ask to their government for their army to protect them. But by doing this, they will have someone higher up than them that will protect them and will scare them all the time, and they will be submissive to this force. You know, but it's all theater. Russia is pathetic. No, dude, it's not Russia is pathetic. Every state is pathetic. It's all theater done to put you into submission, guys. To put the fear in you. That's why they exist. So this concept, you know, he's saying here that someone that scares you then has the excuse to protect you, you know. This perfectly validates the threat of war thesis. A racketeer is someone who creates the problem and then charges you for the solution. Governments simulate, exaggerate, or completely fabricate external enemies because without the threat of war, they would have no justification, you know, to exist, to control you, and maintain their grip on power. So this is this. Now let's go to the last quotes, and then we will we will talk about another book of his also that you know, says it's raining here in Italy, guys, and you can hear some noises. So forced dependency, not public service. The word protection sounds comforting, you know, but call it protection only if the threat comes from outside and the protector has no part in creating it. I mean, it is protection if it's real protection, like someone is attacking you, but if that someone that is attacking you is you that are faking that attack, you know, this is not protection. When the protector is the one creating the threat, it is not a service. It is an enforcement of dependency. So that's why, you know, they have the power to scare you, and then you will accept their service, you know. So we are conditioned to think, just to explain what I just read, you know, we are conditioned to think the state protects us. But if the entity claiming to protect you is the exact same entity fueling the geopolitical tension, this isn't protection. It's a trap. It is psychological and structural mechanism designed to keep the population in a constant state of fear, forcing them to depend entirely on the state's military and control. So you think, guys, that this stuff is only present today? This stuff has always. You can take the newspaper. Long ago, people had always had to get this fear with the threat of war, you know, all the time. You can go back to whatever year, there was always a threat, because they have understood this, guys. It's thanks to this threat that they can control you. But at the end, nothing happens, really, guys. I mean, yes, in TV you might see, you know, things, and they would scare you, but at the end, nothing will happen, really, guys. They will scare you with the atomic bomb and whatnot, but at the end, nothing. It's just a system to control you. So, monopolizing violence to secure the extortion. A tendency to monopolize, this is from his book, a tendency to monopolize the means of violence makes a government's claim to provide protection more credible. You know, they take guns from you, you know, and they are the one that have the monopoly on violence, you know. So if you cannot protect yourself, then I can do it, because I have only the monopoly on violence. You don't have it because we have taken away your guns, you know. So more credible, but it also makes its extortion more effective. So why does the state can ban citizens from exercising unchecked force, not for safety, but to secure its own monopoly, you know? By becoming the only entity allowed to use violence, the claim of "we are the only ones who can protect you" sounds believable, while simultaneously making their economic extortion, taxes, inflation control completely inescapable. You have no alternative to turn to. And that is it, guys. I hope you got something out of this. And this is another book of his, Charles Tilly. And this is called Coercion, Capital and European States. But this also will give us some good points. There is a chapter in this book called How War Made States and Vice Versa. The state made war. Let's hear some pieces from this book. And then we will close with something very funny, guys. So, states as promoters of war for self-preservation. So they need to promote war, guys, for self-preservation, so that they can continue to have the power over you, you know, the state. You know, sheeple guys think that, you know, Trump is their guy, or the other, you know, those other people from the left are their guy, you know, that will help them. They are all, it's just theater, guys. They are there just to fucking scare you. But you don't realize it. So, states as promoters of war for self-preservation. As power holders drew resources from the population for the pursuit of war, they created permanent structures of taxation, supply, and administration that outlived the wars themselves. War made the state, and the state made war. So to explain this is one of his most famous arguments. The state is essentially a byproduct of war. Rulers didn't build the state to help the people. They built tax systems and bureaucracies just to fund their armies. Once the war ended, the heavy rain that I'm hearing right now, here in Italy, guys, machinery of control and taxation stayed in place permanently to keep the population dependent. Let's hear this other quote about capital and coercion, extortion by force. So, extortion by force. So, deplorable as it is, the historical record shows that the path to modern statehood was paved with coercion. Rulers used the threat of violence to compel their subjects, the slaves, to surrender capital, goods, and labor. The state survived by institutionalizing this extraction. That was their duty, guys, to suck everything from you. So, this directly supports the point I was making, guys. The lack of choice. The state's relationship with its citizens began as pure extortion. Rulers used their monopoly on weapons, coercion, to force people to give up their hard-earned money, capital. It wasn't a social contract, it was compliance under duress. And I guess this will be the last quote of this book, and we will do something funny. So this one is creating domination and subjugation. The preparation for war, the acquisition of territory, and the suppression of internal rivals required an unprecedented concentration of force. In creating these specialized instruments of violence, rulers effectively domesticated their populations, making resistance near impossible. So this shows us this bully dynamic that I told in the other live stream that we did yesterday. By building massive armies and police forces to eliminate external rivals and internal rebels, the state completely disarmed the population. This created a forced monopoly on safety, making the citizens totally helpless and entirely reliant on the state's rules. Can you see, guys, how they fucked you? But you know, it's elite overproduction, man. Come on, man. The illusion of voluntary protection. Popular, this is another quote, the last quote of from this second book of his. Popular compliance with state demands was rarely voluntary. It was engineered through the constant threat of force on one hand and the promise of protection from external foes on the other. Enemies that the state's own geopolitical ambitions often helped provoke. And now I will show you how they provoke them, guys. So this is the ultimate theater of war. He clearly states that obedience wasn't voluntary. The state engineered compliance using a double strategy, threatening its own people with punishment while paying the savior against external enemies, enemies that the state itself often provoke through its own aggressive geopolitics. So now, guys, I will show you a funny bit just to drive this point home. So as you see, guys, this is a video that I just uploaded a couple of days ago in my other channel, which is in Italian. But this is why we have these parades, guys, of all these soldiers in unison just marching and the leaders watching them. Often they show also, you know, missiles, you know, just to scare the sheeple, you know, all kinds of artillery that parades, you know. And this is not to show to the enemy how powerful we are. This is just to scare the sheeple, their own people, guys. And the people of the world. I mean, this is what we're gonna do to you guys. We're fucking powerful. And so it scares the people of the other, you know, nation to have another army like that. You get it, guys? It's all theater, man. It's all theater to scare you. And so now I'm going to show you how these people scare you, you know? So let's listen to this bit that is a bit funny, you know, Bill Hicks. If you know him, I don't know, but this guy is very, you know, was very funny because now he's dead. But just to drive this point home, you know, of them just funding these people around the world.
During the Persian Gulf War, those intelligence reports before it all started, oh, Iraq, they have incredible weapons, incredible weapons. How do you know that? Well, we looked at the receipt.
We looked at the receipt, guys. So we gave them weapons and whatnot, and then we will. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys. So this stuff comes from his show called Shock and Awe in '92.
But as soon as that check clears, we're going in. What time's the bank open? 8? We're going in at 9. For God and country and here's a flag. Whatever symbol y'all need. Let's go! Come on, we're killing sand niggers. Let's go!
He's a Hitler. He's a Hitler. Saddam Hussein is a Hitler.
What does that make you, Goebbels? Quit arming him.
Quit arming him. So they give them the means, you know, and then they have to do something about it, yeah. And that something is, you know, this shock and awe that, you know, just scared the sheeple, you know. It was the first war, guys, that was aired 24 hours a day, you know, to the sheeple. And it was not to scare the enemy, guys. It was to scare you. You were shown this war 24/7, how do you say, you know? Just to fucking scare you guys.
He's a Hitler. He was your friend last week. He's a Hitler now.
Trying to motivate people, you know? It's unbelievable how they got him. People were just like, he's a Hitler, yeah, Bush, get it real, man.
You like dogs, don't you?
Yeah, we love dogs.
Well, we have an intelligent port that says here Saddam Hussein likes to fuck dogs in the ass and then take their spine out and use it as a toothpick.
You're shitting me. Let's go kill this guy. I had no idea he was that much of a maniac. This is for Rover.
That's what intelligence reports say. He's a Hitler. He fucks dogs.
So let's just show you guys this Operation Shock and Awe, you know. They were showing the sheeple, you know, this war, you know, on television, 24/7, guys. This hell, you know, and it was just meant, you know, to scare the U.S. citizens, you know. It's not to scare anyone else. It was just to scare you. Shock and awe. Not the enemy, but you. And funny that also this show that Bill Hicks made was called Shock and Awe, because the naming of this operation was so amazing, which really shows that the war, what is really behind the wars, which is to shock and to awe your own population into having this you know, fear of this enemy outside, and the only hope for you is that you give us lots of money and power, and you thank God that you have the government that helps, that protects you, you know. So let's take another bit of Bill Hicks to drive the point home, guys, and then we will close all this that we have said so far. So, but let's listen to this other piece from the same.
But he's trying to buy votes, you know. He sells 164 fighter jets to South Korea. He sells 240 tanks to Kuwait. And then he has these speeches where he goes, "We still live in a dangerous world." Thanks to you. Fuck, before that, Kuwait had rocks, man. He authorizes the production of more stealth bombers. The invisible fighter jet, I guess to help us defend ourselves against the invisible countries that threaten us every fucking day. To be named later. And I'm looking around the globe, there's no one that can threaten America ever again. It's over. We know Russia was a fucking lie anyway. There's nothing there. There's nothing anywhere. How does it feel to find out we are the evil empire? There's no one who can threaten us, man. And I'm talking now only of countries we don't arm first. Okay, so if you want to argue on that level, you have a point. We keep arming these little countries and then go and blowing the shit out of them. We're like the bullies of the globe. We're like Jack Palance in the movie Shane throwing the pistol at the sheep herder's feet. Pick it up.
Pick up the gun. Beautiful. So I hope guys that you are slowly realizing how you are, you know, and let's not forget, you know, shock and awe was a psychological warfare on you sheeple, not on the enemy. The tactical objective of shock and awe is to impose a massive, overwhelming shock on the adversary's psyche. This is what they really said, guys, when they named this operation like this, forcing them. But they didn't tell you that this adversary psyche, it was you, the people watching this shit, guys, forcing them into a state of total helplessness and psychological paralysis. So, translated, look at the official military doctrine behind the 2003 Iraq invasion. It wasn't just about physical destruction, it was about psychological paralysis. The state uses maximum violence to shock the human brain. Why? Because a traumatized mind cannot think critically. When you watch those explosions on your TV screen, your survival instincts kick in and you naturally look for a master, the state, to shield you from that terror. The television as a weapon of mass subjugation. Shock and awe was the first war fully choreographed for 24/7 global television. The primary target was not just the Iraqi army, but the perception of the domestic population watching from home. The cameras were perfectly placed, the live streams were continuous. This was theater for you sheeple. It was designed to show the domestic audience the absolute monopoly of violence that the state possesses. By watching this simulated display of ultimate power, the citizen at home is subconsciously reminded that the state controls life and death. I am completely dependent on this structure. Nothing I can do about it. This is exactly what the book that we read meant by fabricating threats and engineering dependency. We did this also. What's left now? The third last point, breaking the social contract through simulated fear. By transforming geopolitical conflicts into spectacular media events, the ruling elite creates a permanent state of emergency, justifying resources extraction, taxes, and social control. So, this is the core of the racket. If the state doesn't keep you hooked on global crisis, you might start asking where your tax money is going or why your freedoms are being restricted. Shock and awe is the ultimate reminder that geopolitical is used as a tool for domestic compliance. They don't just bomb territories, they bomb your imagination to make sure you never question the system. And with this, guys, let's hear the last bit from Bill Hicks to drive the point home. Meanwhile, here in Italy it's raining heavily, guys. And I am very pleased of that because my garden is getting some water.
Go back to bed, America. Go back to bed. It is all explained to you now. There should be no question about your government's legitimacy. Go back to bed. Here's American Gladiators. Watch that and shut up. Go back to bed, America. Here's 56 channels of horse shit. Watch that. You're in the land of freedom now. Go back to bed, America.
And this is the same that this guy does, guys. It's elite overproduction, man. They are stupid, man. The system is falling, but there's nothing you can do about it, man. So go watch television, man. It's elite overproduction, man. Elite overproduction, man. Come on, man. The fucking sheeple believes it. Bah, yeah, bah, yeah, bah. He's right. Go back to sleep, sheeple.
Here's a flag. Go back to bed. A lot of people are confused. Every time there was an
Okay, guys. So, with that said, we're going to close all this by saying that what we witness with shock and awe, and what we witness even today with this same technique of putting the fear into the sheeple, against, oh, there's a war coming. Oh, this guy is going to bomb us with the atomic bomb and everything. So that the only use of these operations is that of scaring you. They want to scare you so that you will think, oh, thank God we have our government that helps and protect us. We have an army that protect us. Thank God. So they need this fear, this war scare all the time, guys. There's never been a moment in human history that they didn't shock and awe you with fear of war. This is the only way to make you dependent on them, to make you a slave continuously, because in this way you will always need someone, the big daddy, to protect you. And the big daddy, guys, doesn't help you. The big daddy scares you all the time. And the big daddy agrees with the other big daddy of the other nations. They all agree on one thing: to scare you guys. But when the cameras are turned off, they all make fun of you guys. Putin and Trump, they are all friends, guys. They make you believe that they hate each other. Or the other guy, in Iran. I don't know who he is, but I don't care. They all love each other, guys. They are all friends. They all are billionaires eating at your back, at your stupidity that you still believe this shit. And the problem is this, guys. If you don't believe this, what they will do? They will, at that point, really use war. If you don't believe, let's say you agree on my thesis. Okay, Marcel, I'm with you. I will not believe this theater anymore of war. I will not be scared of war anymore. You know what they will do, guys? They will really make war on you. Trump will call Putin and will say to him, hey dude, can you throw me an atomic bomb? Or whatever bomb, And maybe Trump himself would throw the bomb, guys, just to scare you and tell you on television that Putin throw the bomb, And this is not Trump or the left or the right, guys. It's just to explain what I mean. Unfortunately, these people, guys, that you see here, the military, they are so fucked up in the head, guys, that go to war just because they get money, that they will make war with you to scare you to submission, guys. People for money will do anything. So even if we arrive to the point that we agree that the state, the government wants just to scare us, and that's why they make all this theater of war, so I won't believe it anymore, they will use this morons, guys. They will pay Americans to scare Americans into submission again. So that they will say, you don't believe there is a real war? Get this. So this is the problem, guys. The problem is the stupidity of man. There's nothing you can do about it. So, just to end this, guys, let's just another screens of that operation, which, as I said, it still goes on today, guys. Nothing has changed, guys. Shock and awe. This is, might change the places where they go to war, but shock and awe is always there to scare you, not the enemy, you. So just to conclude now, guys, why this guy is telling you all this kind of analysis, does this kind of analysis. This is the reason, guys, the real reason this guy gets millions of views and is interviewed by Alex Jones, by Tucker Carlson. He goes now in television and everywhere. The reason is because his thesis just put you into submission, guys. First point, the absolution of power. Nobody is to blame. This way, nobody is to blame, guys, according to this professor. If the 2003 Iraq war or today's geopolitical tensions are merely the inevitable outcome of historical cycle, which is what he promotes, there are cycles, so there's nothing we can do about it, and too many bureaucrats competing, the elite overproduction, with one another, then nobody actually pushed the button out of malice or profit. So they are just stupid, guys. They are doing all this for their own benefit. It's not that there's malice in all this. The professor sells the illusion that power dynamics are entirely impersonal. This completely strips the public of their will of rebel. If a crisis is bound to a mathematical law of history, which he just made up, guys, because he is a fucking professor, protesting becomes as useless as protesting against the rain. It's just that, I mean, and the context is perfect, guys, because I have thunder and rain right now. But can I blame rain, guys? No. This is the same, guys. If he talks about the cycles here, the historical cycles, you cannot blame them because they are cycles, man. There's nothing you can do about it, man. So this is a mathematical law of history. There's nothing you can do about it. So protesting becomes as useless as protesting against the rain. The only thing left for you to do is to sit on your couch, go back to bed, America, as we said, endure the crisis, and, as Bill Hicks used to say, go back to bed in front of 56 channels of horse shit. And well, that was in the 90s. Now you have lots more. Now you have also the socials and everything. Lots of horse shit to distract you. Now the second point of 3, the trap of passivity. The system will collapse on its own. So this is what it gets through his thesis of this professor. That, elite will just fight with each other and they will just collapse on their own. So there's no need for you to do anything. This narrative convinces you that you don't need to do anything at all. You don't need to take action, and you don't need to develop critical thinking, because, according to the professor, the system will eventually collapse under its own weight. It sells a form of passive hope, a political sedative disguised as academic analysis. While you are waiting for the elites to destroy themselves through overproduction. There are too many, so they will fight with each other. Those very same elites, while you are thinking this shit, helped, of course, by the professor, the elite are actively using media-driven trauma to extract your resources and tighten social control. And to close, guys, the third and last point, masking the racket, incompetence versus intent. So they are just incompetent, man. There's no intention in what they're doing. By framing the ruling class as merely incompetent victims of sociological laws, this perspective hides the deliberate intent behind the global events. I mean, really, guys, you think this world so complex is just run by fucking monkeys that all are driven by greed and they are fighting with each other? Do you see? I mean, if that was the case, guys, that this world is run by the greedy capitalist or this, Bill Gates and all that. What's the other guy? Elon Musk and all these people, tell me other names, guys, if you have. They want you to think that these are the people that are, with their greed, that they are running the system. But if that was the case, guys, if you had these fucking monkeys that all fight with each other for competing on who will get more money, this world will be fucking shit, guys. But we know very well that these billionaires work within limits that the state gives to them. The state is controlled by, you know, people that have always run your life, you know. And so this idea that this world is run by billionaires that are just there for their own sake, it's just stupid, guys. It's just stupid. And it's also dangerous because puts in your head this idea that, you know, they just make it for money, guys. It's around just by billionaires, man. Like, you know, for Facebook, for example. Facebook is not the government spying on you, man. It's just Zuckerberg that wants to make money, man. There's nothing fishy there, man. So, incompetence, you know, this is the idea that gets through, you know, incompetence versus intent, when in reality is this one, is intent. You are conditioned to look at there's no sound effect, guys. I'm really under heavy rain right now, so that's beautiful. So it transforms a highly organized protection racket into a simple management error. They are just greedy, man. They're stupid. They don't know what they're doing, man. They just want everything for themselves. They are too much. There's elite overproduction, man. I told you, man. There's elite overproduction, man. Elite overproduction, man. Look at the face also, guys. Just fucking hypnotizing the fucking sheeple, man. The fucking sheeple looks. They are smiling. You know, I saw online, guys. These morons want him on Joe Rogan also, because they like him so much. You know, there's on Reddit. You know, there was like asking to Joe Rogan to have this guy on, because this guy he's great, man. He's telling the truth, man. It's elite overproduction, man. And of course, if you are really a piece of shit, you end up at Joe Rogan, of course, or at Alex Jones. Thus, that's a proof of guarantee of quality. So they are just making errors, guys, and just things just happen, you know, organically, just like that. There's no plan in all this. You are conditioned to look at devastating policies not as crimes to fight against, but as natural disasters to accept. And that was it, guys. Hope you liked my thesis on the Professor Jiang, which is still going strong right now, still hypnotizing the sheeple. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Surrounded by fucking